So what we have here is the new Porsche Cayenne Coupé.
And it has over $100,000 worth of options on it.
Including this color.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do, man?
Let's drive this thing. So today we're in the Porsche Cayenne Coupé.
That's right. And I think you have the performance figures
Yes.
for this car.
But first, the price.
Oh dear.
Okay, the basic model starts off at $360,000 without COE. And
Oh, okay. No
Yeah.
COE, $360,000 without COE, okay.
yeah, do you like this orange?
Yes, I do actually. It's kind of nice.
It's gonna set you back $9,600.
9,000.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, but for $360,000, you get a 3-liter turbocharged V6 engine that produces 340 brake horsepower and 450 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 is in 6 seconds.
Well, the steering wheel looks like a 911 also to me.
Yeah.
It comes with the, I'm pretty sure this is an option also.
Yes, it is an option.
Probably $5,000 option, I might.
Incidentally, the Alcantara wrapped steering wheel comes with the lightweight package option.
Okay.
That goes for $53,000.
$53,000!
Okay.
How much weight are you saving with an Mitsubishi Attrage? Do you have like one whole Mitsubishi? Well, Mitsubishi Attrage what, 58,000? This $53,000!
Okay, but what you get?
Okay.
Instead of a sunroof,
Okay.
the whole roof is now carbon fiber.
Okay.
Instead of 20-inch alloy wheels, you get 22-inch GT wheels.
Oh, so the bigger wheels are lighter.
Yeah. Each
Okay.
wheel is 2 kilograms lighter.
2 kilograms.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So all in all, you save around 22 kilograms.
22 kilograms! 22 kilograms for $53,000! Is that normal? I don't think so. That's a full Mitsubishi Attrage they've removed from the car, but not the weight. Alright, added to the car rather.
That's
Oh, God.
true.
That's
But
53,000.
with the lightweight package, your 0 to 100 drops from 6 seconds to 5.9.
Wow! Of course, the interior, I think it's wonderful. I really love the analog and digital dials.
Yes,
It's
I
a
agree.
beautiful mix. You know, I'm nowadays new cars. Every new car that you step inside, actually all the cars that I've tested, I think this year, are all digital.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a mix of both, and I think it feels more expensive than having like a very
Pure digital display.
a whole like fanciful display and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean the infotainment display, you found it a bit complicated, right? I think it's a bit complicated too.
Yeah, you really need some time to familiarize yourself with all the options, and something as simple as getting Apple CarPlay. Okay, Apple CarPlay is available on this wirelessly, so that's a plus. But for me to get to pair the phone with the car, it took me quite a bit of trial and error, clicking around, trying to find the right option. And that's not what you want to do in a car. You know, you don't want to fiddle around with this touch screen and be lost. There are sort of physical yet not physical buttons right at the bottom here on the center console to control some of the functions. But again, it is a bit hard to navigate because it's not physical, you see. So you might miss it.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's one whole big stretch. So if you press a button, it's like it's like if I'm driving and I'm in a Porsche and I'm going through corners and I'm a fast driver, you know, and then I want to go to nav, and then I just like it gets a bit.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
Yeah.
But I do like some other things about the car. The buttons here for the
Air conditioning. Yes.
They are very nice, but the
they feel
aircon-
great.
Yeah, they feel great, but the actual air.
Yeah, I must say, I'm sweating.
Yes.
I'm sweating in my seat.
Yes.
And you can make it, I'll show you how loud it gets. And this is how loud it gets, but the airflow doesn't seem to be a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
And you wouldn't want to be in a Porsche where all you hear is the aircon noise. You want to hear the engine.
Yes.
You want to hear the exhaust. You don't want to hear the aircon. So yeah, it's not very powerful, the aircon, I must say. And this is a pity because some people like Toyota can get it right in their base models. Why are you doing Porsche?
Yes.
But the design of the buttons and the
nice.
aircon vents, great design. I love it.
Nice. And everything else in the car feels expensive, you know, the buttons here, the pedals, not some plastic pieces. Feels good. Everything feels good.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Oh, this is nice. You know, every single corner that you try and, you know, question whether it's good. Even you put your hand in the cubby holes here, you feel that there's a bit of felt.
Yeah, lined with felt.
Yeah. This is everything from all the way to the bottom. It feels good.
There are two options for the back seats. Regular bench for 3 or a 2-seater option. And I think the 2-seater option is the default option.
Right.
Yeah, carries 2 people behind perfectly. For 3, I think the person in the middle seat won't be too comfortable. But here's the thing, because it's a coupe, you expect the headroom to be less.
Yeah.
But Porsche has designed the back seats to be about 3 cm lower. So actually you don't sacrifice on head space. Shah, your head space?
Look at that.
Yeah, passes.
That's a lot. And also the boot. The boot is quite big.
Yeah,
also, right?
640 liters.
Yeah, that's big, man.
And I would say it's not as practical as some boxy SUVs, but it can hold a lot of things. It's quite deep. And there's an electric tailgate with kick sensor, so those are great creature comforts to have.
Yeah, and the thing is, let's not forget this is a coupe. So usually when manufacturers do a coupe version of their sedans or SUVs, they sacrifice a lot on practicality, but this doesn't.
Yeah.
And this is Porsche. So, so, you know, you would think Porsche would be like, never mind, you know, just cut the roof. Don't care about the rear passengers, but they've actually made the rear quite practical.
Yeah.
And with the big boot, it actually brings the family around very well.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about how this thing looks.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, aside from the $9,000
Paint job.
the shape of it, I think, is very nice. You know, the roof line is nice and sloping, and it doesn't really force the whole coupe look too much. You know, if you look at the X6, it's like, I'm a coupe. I'm an SUV, and I have a sloping roof line. I am here. So,
but that's what you're paying for, right?
Yeah, you know, but this, I think it's more fluid, it's more balanced.
Okay.
Honestly, if you look at it, you put a normal Cayenne SUV and this Cayenne Coupé beside it, you won't really tell the difference. You just know that, oh, this looks nicer. And I think that's a very big win for Porsche. But the thing which I find a bit strange is that this has a badge delete. So,
yeah,
you notice that?
You have to pay for the badge deletes.
Yes. And the thing is, without the badges at the rear, it looks kind of naked.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's like, it's just blank. Yeah, it's supposed to say Cayenne.
Yeah,
yeah. This is completely blank. So,
okay, but I do like the Porsche logo behind encased in that plastic.
Oh, yes.
I think it's very tasteful.
Yes, that's beautiful, to be honest. And at night, I think you turn the lights on, it's a whole red light strip which crosses across the car. That's beautiful. Now, both of us love this car, let's be honest. So, when it comes to performance, I think you should experience it yourself and get in the driver's seat. So, you up for that?
Let's go, man.
Let's go. So, it's a Porsche, so it should be quick.
Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. I have this slight euphoric feeling in me. That, okay, it's quick.
Yeah, but I must say that there is that slight delay in the throttle.
Oh, is it? You do feel that?
Yeah. You know, when you want to overtake, sometimes you just want the throttle to respond immediately because you're impatient. You just want to cut in straight away.
But there's a little secret button over there, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh shit! But it's the red light.
Yeah.
We can experience it
at the red light, after the red light.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Let's see that button. Oh. Okay. That's quick. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think you scared yourself a bit. I could feel like your hesitation, like you throttled and the thing like went, then you're like, oh.
Yeah. No. We're in a regular road where the speed limit is 70, so I had to keep it at 70.
Good job.
But yeah, the sport response button is lovely.
Yeah, that's nice. That's like all attack mode. That's like scramble boost.
Yeah. So you know, like right now we're going at 70. Our RPM 1.1k. Once you press the sport response, yep, straight away to 5,000.
Yeah.
And then there's this lovely countdown timer to tell you that you have 20 seconds to play with this thing, and then you switch it off.
So like after 20 seconds it blows up.
No, actually Porsche, according to the media release, you can keep on pressing it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's just a manual, like even sportier mode toggle.
It might break the sound barrier if you keep pressing the press.
Yeah.
I need to go faster. Yes. Imagine you driving to KL and it's like, I need this. Just like pressing it all the way. People think you're mad.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's proper fun.
Yeah, I like that. That's fun. I agree.
As always, we have will buy, won't buy, go try. You have what you want?
I do. I have my answer, man.
All right. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Will buy. Will buy.
Will buy.
All right.
Will buy for you also.
Yes.
What's the reason, man? Why you want to buy this car?
I think purely because of the drive experience, the engine. Even though this is the base model, 340 horsepower, it's seductive and it's addictive. And I like the speed response button where your rev just goes up and power is available whenever you tap your foot on the throttle. I like how Porsche has designed this SUV to not really feel like an SUV around the bends. It feels very planted, it feels very sports car like, you know, you're not in a super tall vehicle with a lot of body roll. And that drive experience is just addictive. You see gaps on the road that you normally wouldn't go for, but in this Cayenne it just encourages you to do it do it in style, in lava orange style.
Lava orange and my $1,000 Porsche logos inside.
Yeah, and in style, and actually with assurance. I feel very assured in this car that it steers well and it accelerates when I want it to, and it brakes perfectly. And yeah.
For me, honestly, before I got into this car, I was like, I'll never buy a Porsche Cayenne, whatever the spec, be it turbo or the S or this one, the base one. I thought it is a ridiculous car. You know, if I really wanted an SUV, I would go for like a fast SUV, F-Pace SUV. That's so much cheaper. But when I got into this and I drove it, I realized Porsche actually took a lot of effort to make the SUV good.
Yeah.
And after driving it, this is the base model, and I like the base model, which I think that's a big win for Porsche, especially when you have to option a lot of things. I mean, I can see past the color, I can see past the Alcantara steering wheel, the engine, the gearbox, driving feel is there.
Yeah.
For what is an SUV, and that's such a big win. The analog and the digital mix, so beautiful. Interior feels good. Just that,
the experience of it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you end up at Porsche, you might just start ticking stuff. You know, you just tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a badge at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the stickers and I want the color, and then you're basically Hyundai Avante into the Porsche. But yeah, I think it's absolutely great, this car.
Yeah, I think you could do away with some options like the lightweight option.
Yeah.
You don't need to spend $53,000 for the carbon roof.
Yes. I'm not going to spend $53,000, man. I'll buy another car. I won't option the car. In total, it's already $100,000 worth of options. But in itself, it's really nice.
Yeah. Our option for the air suspension, maybe adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, those things.
Yeah. And the most important thing you forgot.
What?
Ventilated seats.
Yeah.
It's a little bit wet.
Yeah, we're sweating into the seats. Sorry, Porsche.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
So that's it for our Porsche Cayenne Coupé review. Before we go, why don't we read some comments?
Okay, I have the comments here. So, Oshwa, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. He says, or she says, would be cool if you guys could include an acceleration run from 0 to 100 to see how close manufacturer claims are to reality. You see, the reality is we don't have a speed limit above 100 kilometers per hour, or rather 100. We only have 90, so
Yeah,
I think
it's slightly illegal.
yes. I mean, if you stop, a complete stop on an expressway also is a bit of an issue, bro. So I think, yeah.
We would love to do it,
We'd
but
love
we
to do
can't
it,
legally.
Yeah, you can go to your MP and tell them to make a racetrack or something, and then we will try it there. All right, next comment from Ika Lina. She says, "Where's the memes towards the end?" Then sad face. Great video though. Idris and Julian should have a segment on their own where they go deeper about cars for car lovers. As an average viewer, I miss James. Okay, he's the goof I need in car reviews. Also, y'all should continue having James reading out fans' comments like in the other video. First of all, we have not killed James. James still exists.
Yeah,
I
he's
see
still
him
in
every day.
office.
Yeah, he's always in the office. He will come back. But James is a little bit busy, so I fill in the void from time to time. James is still around and he will read the comments for you in the future. No worries about that.
Yeah.
All right, that's about it.
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe because at least 90% of you unsubscribed. I can see the stats.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, subscribe. Subscribe,
Yeah. Because if not, we have to depend on the YouTube gods to recommend you the video. And actually, with more subscribers, we can reach out to more people, and it makes it easier for us to find even more exciting cars to review.
That's right.
And of course, it energizes us.
Yeah. So hit that subscribe button and the bell so you know when our next video comes up.
Yep.
And till then, I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, till next time.
Till next time.
Bye-bye.